And tell us more about your life. Were your parents political? What got you into politics? I mean, you were working in nonprofits before. Yeah. Did you get more politicized? Tell us what happened.
Yeah, I always kind of look back to the election in 2000. I was 16, so I wasn't actually, or not even, I was about to be 16, and I couldn't actually vote in that election. But I remember watching that unfold and just recognizing that, like, this is not how this should function. We are basically going to have a Supreme Court make a decision that I remember watching the proceedings where the House representatives couldn't get a single senator to stand up and push back and stop this and like actually get a recount and to look at Florida more deeply. And I just remember thinking, like, this cannot be the way that this should be. And then shortly thereafter, September 11th, Iraq War, Afghanistan War, these wars that we've been in for more than half my life now. I think those are the things that kind of laid the groundwork. My parents were not necessarily political. They have oddly become more political, but in the polar opposite direction from me, which has been kind of strange to navigate. Like, definitely.
All right. I'm not drunk enough to make like Italian American jokes, so I'll hold those in.
Yeah. We'll wait. We'll get there. So they've become Trump voters, which is a real struggle, and I continually try to push back on that. And
what pushed them over the edge, do you think?
It's a really
safe space. You want to call them in? We should call them in.
Hey guys, what's the deal with this? I don't know. I think that it's a little bit of, I think it comes from not wanting to pay taxes.
Oh, so they're like, are they wealthy or are they delusional? I mean, I don't want to make you call your parents that. Is it a rational decision? Is it based on rational self-interest or more aspirational?
I think a little bit of both. Like, I think that they were getting to a place where they were like, oh, I don't want to be paying all these taxes, but then they are not the people that when we say raise taxes that we're talking about, right? It's that level that people think we're talking about them because they think they're so much wealthier than everyone else kind of thing.
Right.
I think they're doing so much better, but it's like, no, you guys are still struggling. You guys are still like heading toward retirement and have no idea what that's going to look like. And you don't have stability through that. So like, you are not the echelon of wealth that we're talking about when we talk about increasing taxes and wealth taxes and these types of things. But
it's aspirational.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, got it. Yeah. How are they dealing with your
supportive because I'm their daughter, and I was kind of intrigued on how that would go, but they've been incredibly supportive. I was actually just talking to my dad last night about it, and he was just like, I might not agree with everything, but I know that you're doing it for the right reasons. And I know you're the type of person who doesn't do stuff that for the wrong reasons and will not be committed to it. Like, I don't get into things that I'm not going to do and fight for and kind of be on the right side of the people. So that's kind of their take on it. I'm 35. This is like the third recession that I can remember living through. Like, all of these things have just been like radicalizing events that have just continued to push me to the positions that I hold now. As I said, I tried to kind of build community and give back to the community here through nonprofit work, but I just recognize that continuing to operate in the system that we have, we're not going to get the results that we need. We actually have to completely change the way power is wielded in this country and the things that we fight for and who we fight for.
Great. By the way, does my mic sound better? Because I just adjusted my mic because someone said Katie needs to invest in a good mic. Sorry, Jess, that you have to hear about this. This is kind of boring. But you misspelled my name with a Y. I don't get it. It's like it's almost flattering that you like pay attention to the show and you like the show enough. But my name is like in the show, and you could ding me for that because it's kind of not so creative. But it's the Katie Halper Show spelled Katie.
Yeah,
my mic sounds the same.
You had to find the YouTube channel. You'd think you'd.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so you were disappointed in 2000 because the Democrats are spineless. I agree.
Yep.
I remember I was in college, and I remember I was in the library, Odlin Library of Wesleyan, and Matt Nettleton, Netto, if you're out there, friend of Matt Karp's, by the way, and he told me it looked like Bush was winning, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. He did. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Or he didn't, I guess. But Gore was happy to step aside, and that was really disturbing. Yeah. And then, what's her name? Sandra Day O'Connor. Is she still alive? She is, right? I think so. She stepped down to spend more time with her husband, who had Alzheimer's, and that you had one job, and that was to not let Bush become president through theft, but you did, and then you left the court.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. And it's I don't know. You can always point at like, this was the turning point. This was the point where things changed. But it was certainly a calcifying point for me in my life, even as like a young person who could not even engage in politics at that point, but recognizing that like, this shouldn't be this way.
So were your parents like Reagan Democrats?
No, I literally couldn't tell you. They were like not political until the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
And then they just started consuming like Fox News.
Maybe it was the Obama effect. Some people did, yeah.
It's like one of those things that I've just stopped trying to push on it.
Yeah, it's true.
Which
Good idea, yeah. I don't mean to cause drama. Tomorrow's headlines, like huge fight ends political campaign.
They know we don't agree, and it's frustrating. And I think that there's some things like they're not climate change deniers. So,
right. Okay. So there's that. That's good. So like you can have a rational conversation on that. Exactly. So what about Bernie? I'm just curious. What do they think? I'm like, let me just try to get Bernie in. I didn't even think of it, but it came into my head naturally. Are they like, oh yeah, we don't agree with Bernie, but we trust him? Or is that how they see Bernie?
Well, I remember in 2015, or I guess 16, because it was after the primary, my dad made some comment. Maybe it was like at a Thanksgiving. Maybe it was after Trump had been elected. And he said something like, well, I would have voted for Bernie. And my husband and I were just like,
there you go.
We're just like, and I was like, I don't know if I believe you, but I do think there is like this authenticity, because my dad is definitely the type where he's just like, they're all crooks. They're all crooks. They're all corrupt. Nobody's good. Throw them all out. And like, there's a whole lot of people that feel that way. So I do think that there's something to that. And I do think that there was something about Bernie just speaking very directly and authentically that did kind of break through to them. But no, didn't happen.
That I always say that there are people who don't like his politics, who don't really like, for instance, like socialism, but they would have voted for Bernie.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, that's because Bernie's racist. Like, no, that's not actually how it works. Stop being an idiot.
It harkens back to the conversation I just had with my dad yesterday, where he was like, but you're in it for the right reasons. And like,
that's what made me think of it. Exactly.
Even if I don't agree with every policy you're fighting for, I know you're fighting for it for the right reasons, and you're forward about that. And that, I think, does make a difference.
Yeah, that's what made me think of it, is precisely the way you described them describing you, saying that like they knew you were in it for the right reasons and you were committed to it. And that's what made me think of it. I want to ask you about your tattoo. And also,
it's funny. I had a feeling that was going to come up.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Because I had my hand up like this before, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. I just remember. Yeah. What is the tattoo? You don't have to show it. You can describe it.
I have a lot. I think if I counted them all individually, I think I have like 19 of them. If you count like all of these.
Oh, that's an addiction, right? Don't you guys get addicted to it?
I mean, I've always wanted them. I waited until I was 30, which
that is late.
Like baby Jess would have made some very
bad tat mistakes, right?
Bad choices.
Yeah.
So I have, so I did these. My friend did these actually.
Cool.
And please ignore how bad my nails are.
Do you cover them up in certain contact?
I mean, not my hands. I can't.
Hands. Yeah. What kind of gloves? You cover with gloves?
Yeah. I kind of was joking. I was like, what if like you can't have visible tattoos on the Senate floor and I have to be like the gloved?
Yeah.
Which would be dope.
Can you?
But I think I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
I have this one.
What's that?
This is hard. That's it's a woman with a Rolodex, like a 60s secretary with like a Rolodex as her face.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I like it.
This one, a bird in a hand.
Okay, bird in the hand. Nice.
This is kind of hard. I'm not wearing a good shirt for this. But then I have like a mandala and this like very just geometric design.
I like the way you say mandala, like You're speaking Yiddish. Mandala. I mean, I'm not saying I don't know it. I don't speak it or whatever. No, I think probably there is people who say it like that. I've just only heard it mandala, but mandala sounds like
the all-watching eye over the pinky swear. Isn't this fun for everyone?
Yeah, this is really fun. Have you done this on any other show?
I have not. You know, it's funny because that's what I was thinking about was like, it never comes up. No one ever asks about them.
No one has the courage.
Exactly.
They're all afraid of it. No one will touch it with a 6-foot pole.
So what else? I have a rose up here.
It's my middle name, by the way.
Oh, well, that's what I did it for.
I know, you knew, right?
Exactly. And then
wait,
I have
a rose here, a pinky,
fern.
you said?
There's a fern back here that I can't.
Fern, okay. Is you have one fern, just one? You got to get another one.
Frond of like a fern kind of comes down the back of
You got to get a Zach Galifianakis tat.
Oh yeah, on the arm. So it's me between two of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, we're on to something.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I should be doing a tattoo tour is what you're telling me.
Did they hurt? I can't believe I'm asking that. I don't think I could ever do that.
I would say certain parts hurt.
Wait, are you totally clean on one arm?
Yeah, I have my good arm that I can like take pictures with my grandma.
That's so funny. And like sign a bill with.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
The parts that hurt. So don't get tattooed here. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Right through your elbow. And then when this came down, I was just like cackling, like laughing because it was just like the most painful, horrible thing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
It just kind of feels like you're being scratched. It's like kind of like,
are you a cat person?
No, but someone has told me it feels like a cat scratching you. I have a dog.
Me too. I have a dog too. What kind of dog do you have?
He's a mutt. He's like, we think he's a coon hound and a Australian shepherd mix.
Interesting. So is he really into your opponent? If he's a coon hound?
I don't love that.
Coons?
I know. Wasn't a good call.
Yeah.
Wasn't a good call.